every goddamn week.
Welcome to every goddamn week. Welcome to every goddamn week. This is way too loud.
Because you're super loud. You're like
I know.
screaming into it.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Welcome to every goddamn week. I'm Chris LaRose. And this is Maegan O'Neill. And she lives with me, so she's allowed to be here in this room with me right now. Because there's COVID restrictions, and so I'm a little limited as to who I can have on the show. And back when I was doing the non-video, the original Every Goddamn Week, you were on a couple of episodes. And it was really fun, so I'm glad we're doing one now. Mm-hmm. And Gremlins have been coming up a lot. Well, would you say that's true? Because I kept bringing up goblins during October, during the Halloween season. And then you kind of were thinking Gremlins, and then all of a sudden we're getting closer to Christmas, and it's...
I get confused often about which are which. So what's a gremlin? What's a goblin?
We're not talking about witches. It's not Halloween anymore.
Chris.
Megan's my girlfriend. I like to bust her balls.
Okay. Alright.
Are you regretting being on the podcast already?
Yeah, really quickly.
Sorry, let's start over. Welcome to every goddamn week. We're talking about Gremlins. This is me, Chris, and this is my girlfriend, Megan. There, that was a pretty good intro that time. We're going to talk about Gremlins right off the bat. Is there any special hellos you wanted to say before we start?
I don't know.
Cool. Should I put you on the spot some more?
No, it's really uncomfortable.
Okay, sorry. Do you actually want to start over and not...
I like to
and I won't bust your balls?
The COVID restrictions, just to explain it.
Okay. Well, here we go. I'm going to sync up the audio. And we're at about 4 minutes in. Okay. Welcome to every goddamn week. No, that's too loud again. Welcome to every goddamn week. I'm Chris LaRose, and this is Maegan O'Neill. She's my guest this week. And she's my girlfriend. She lives here, so I'm allowed to have her here. There's COVID restrictions going on. You can't have any social gatherings right now, but we're always here. We're stuck with each other all the time.
In this room.
Yes, we're always here in this magical room.
Never leave.
Yeah. So we're talking about Gremlins today, and I don't really know how that started. It started with goblins. I was talking about goblins a lot during the Halloween season, and now it's getting closer to the Christmas season, and it's kind of Gremlin time.
Well, exactly. That's what I mean. I've been decorating for Christmas a little earlier than I normally would.
Yeah, you're pretty gung-ho on that.
It's only because Christmas is joy, and everyone could use a little bit more joy in their life these days. So I don't usually start decorating before December 1st, but I made an exception this year.
Yeah, it's like we're recording this in mid-November.
After Remembrance Day?
Yes, that's important. That if you're not from Canada, that's like when we remember wars and stuff, and it's more serious.
States.
I mean, it's more serious and somber holiday. I don't mean it's more serious than other countries. But yeah, because you have Veterans Day in the United States, and I'm sure every country has their own version of. Maybe not every country, but I don't know. I have no idea because people come here and they're surprised. Like, it's called what? And you were a poppy, which we should be doing. I lost mine. Whatever. We're going to talk about Gremlins. Before we get into that, let's do something I do every goddamn week, which is spoiler-free mini reviews. So I don't know if you have one ready. I'll just do mine.
You go ahead.
My spoiler-free mini review for this week is for the film Gadsby. It's based on The Great Gatsby. You and I watched it together. I hope I didn't steal your idea for a spoiler-free mini review.
I'm just gonna look up the one I watched.
Oh, okay, you go ahead. I'll talk about Gatsby. So Gatsby is based on a book called The Great Gatsby, obviously, that I really like. I would recommend the book. I don't know if I'd recommend the movie. It's, if you just want to do what we did, which was drink sparkling wine and just kind of like giggle at a silly movie.
Sparkling wine went really well with that movie, though.
It did. No, of course, because it's such a champagne, era. It's like a roaring 20s kind of thing. And we got some fun costume ideas. Unfortunately, we missed Halloween. We can't dress up as flappers and stuff.
Well, I think there was a phase a while back when we were talking about this where a lot of parties had that 1920s theme to it.
I guess. Probably around the time this movie came out.
Yeah.
I'll say, this isn't a spoiler, everyone kind of knows this, but like, I thought I was going to be bothered by what seemed to bother a lot of people when this movie came out, which was the modern music, like the contemporary music, like putting rap songs and stuff in there. I thought it was fine. I thought it elevated those scenes in some really fun ways. Other than that, just kind of like a fun version of a more serious book. I think like reading the book felt like it had a drunk feel to it, and it was kind of like fun, but it's also, there's a lot of heavy stuff going on there. And the heavy stuff didn't feel as important in the movie. It just felt like, I don't want to say it was making light of the whole story, but it was like more fun than meaning, I guess. And but one thing we did agree on is that great acting from the two main guys, Spider-Man and
Leo.
I explained that when they were younger, they were in a group called I don't know how commonly they were called. This is what I heard them called the Pussy Posse. The Pussy Posse. Sorry.
Chris.
I guess because they slept with a lot of women, because they were sought after young men, movie stars, Anyway, so that's my review of Gatsby. What do you got?
I like how Chris can go from, they're really good actors, they're also part of the Pussy Posse.
It comes with being a good actor. What's that?
Why are those two things in your mind?
I just thought it was weird that, like, I don't know, I just made that association because it has both Toby and Leo, my buddies Toby and Leo in this movie.
I guess you don't usually see them together.
But they're friends. And when they were younger, they were like little lady killers. What?
And movies.
I'm sure they still are, but... Sorry, I'm just making my point here because you don't seem to see the connection. I thought it was weird that they put these guys in like a party movie when it's appropriate.
All right.
But anyway, that's Gatsby. We're done with that.
Okay.
What do you got?
I can't find the movie I watched recently. I've also been watching a lot of Christmas movies because Christmas is happy. So
Is it helping? Are you feeling happier as a result?
It makes me happy. I think obviously this year has been tough on everybody.
We're recording this in 2020. Not a fun year.
No, not a fun year.
No.
I mean, we're very fortunate in the whole grand scheme of things.
Yes.
But still not fun. So it's been a long year. It's been since March. And so...
They know, probably, if they're...
Oh, they know. They have been through it, too.
Yeah. And it could be worse, like where we are is not as bad as a lot of places.
Knock on wood.
Stop. Don't do that. It sounds bad on the podcast. Don't do that.
Best sound.
Definitely don't slam your cups like this. Cool. Did you have a spoiler-free mini review to do with this Christmas?
Movies.
Sounds like
there was one movie I watched recently who had an actress from Vampire Diaries in it. It was good, though. It was good. It had the witch girl from it. And she plays a government official who is set to investigate a army base that has, like, I don't know what they call it. It's like Christmas droppings.
Is that the name of the movie?
I don't remember. It's like Project Christmas. I don't know what it's called.
Oh, it's like Operation Dumbo Drop, right? It's Operation Christmas Drop?
Operation Christmas Drop.
You gotta watch Operation Dumbo Drop.
What's that? Is that?
They drop an elephant out of a... no spoilers, I guess. I don't want to spoil what happens.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
You'd love it.
But is the elephant okay?
Yeah, it's like I can't remember the premise, but for some reason they have to drop a elephant out of a plane.
That's scary.
He's on a parachute, and he has some humans with him, I think. I remember, I saw it when I was a kid. I remember, like, a guy getting stuck in a tree, and he's like, I need a ladder! And I laughed. It was a long time ago.
Oh my god.
Anyway, you'd love it. So, we gotta get down to Gremlins, though.
Okay.
Sorry, do you have anything? I kind of cut off your Christmas.
You keep just cutting me
I
off.
started talking about Operation Dumbo Drop. I'm sorry.
Oh, constant.
I'm a terrible host. Please.
Well, I'm not very prepared because I don't even know the name of the movie. But it was good. As far as Netflix Christmas movies go, it was really good. It wasn't all the way to like Hallmark level cheese.
Mm-hmm.
It was still super cheesy, but it was good. It was a good like little junk food movie.
Nice. Did you eat junk food while you watched it?
No. I wish I did.
Speaking of junk food, let's talk about Gremlins.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm excited to talk about Gremlins.
Yes,
I'm
let's
sorry
do
to
it.
cut your thing off. It was a really good review.
It was not worth the time, so.
Well, would you recommend it or not?
I would.
Okay.
For ladies.
Gotcha. Would you recommend Gremlins before we
Yes.
dive into the plot? Me too.
Is that even a question?
Technically, yes. Oh yeah, the reason I thought of junk food is, you notice how much the Gremlins throw popcorn around? We're gonna get to that, but I just enjoyed that. I kind of wish we'd popped some popcorn and we were throwing it around right now.
That would be fun. I ate all the popcorn.
No, I saw the empty box. Yeah. It's okay. We had that chocolate right before the podcast, which you're not supposed to do before you like sing or do anything with your voice, because it like dries your vocal cords out in your throat.
Too late.
Oh well. Yeah.
Whoa,
That's a
very
gremlin. Yeah. So let's get it started right off the bat. This guy wearing a suit with like an old fedora hat is walking through Chinatown with like a noir narrator, like, and it's him. He's doing a noir narration. That remind you of anything?
Is that Blade Runner?
Oh no! Oh God! No, I was thinking of Chinatown.
Oh, that other movie.
Maybe that didn't have a narrator, but it was like a noir, and you know, because this guy's like, I was in Chinatown, and it's all like noir and everything. I don't know. I noticed how the combination of styles in this movie was really interesting this time. Obviously, there's horror elements in there. Some really diverse and deep horror stuff.
What was it described as on?
Like a Christmas horror, family, children's.
Comedy horror is how it's described on Wikipedia.
Cool. Yeah.
Some good sources there.
But also Christmas.
Yeah.
Right.
And this movie came out in 1984. So before both of us were born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 years before I was born, and we won't say your age. That's not polite.
All right. Whatever.
She's younger. I'm a mature, older man. So it's a neo-noir in Chinatown. Peltzer's dad. We don't know that Billy is his son yet, but this is Billy's dad.
His name is Randall Peltzer.
Oh.
I looked these things up beforehand.
Randy.
Because I always feel very unprepared, even though I've watched the movie.
Yeah, you were doing your research online and stuff. You found out who did Gizmo's voice.
Oh my gosh, we'll get to that when we introduce Gizmo.
Don't want to spoil.
Yeah.
Although I had no idea, and I've seen this movie a dozen times.
It was a shocker, everybody.
Yeah, so a little boy leads Randy Peltzer down into like a basement. And I don't know, it's cool, just this like kind of seedy, not seedy, but this kind of, like noir feeling, like mysterious, what's going to happen. But it's a little boy, so you're kind of like, huh, it's like an innocent little boy.
So I was serving soup while this was happening.
Yes.
So how did that interaction happen? Like, because in the plot description, it says that Randall Peltzer is shopping at an antique store in Chinatown for his son's Christmas gift.
I guess so.
First of all, who is shopping for their son's Christmas gift in an antique store in Chinatown?
It is weird. I mean, but this guy's, I don't know, it doesn't make sense.
That's the only part of the movie that doesn't make sense.
Maybe. But he's like kind of unreliable because he's like a huckster salesman guy.
For sure.
Like, this is him telling the story, whereas I think what really went down is he was in Chinatown trying to make deals, being like, hey, I'm from a different part of town, I got all this great stuff to sell you, and, you know.
Oh, he does try to
He
sell
does do
stuff,
that,
yeah.
but I think that's what he was kind of there to do,
Yeah.
and then he happened upon something cool that, you know, he got, well, not shiny object syndrome, like, cuddly, furry, cute thing syndrome, and he's like, I gotta. Yeah, that's what happens here. He meets.
Is that what happens to you at Michael's craft
Gizmo.
store?
We were just at Michael's craft store yesterday.
Chris bought a whole basket full.
I bought a lot of stuff. It's been fun.
You have like
some of it's gifts.
Holly Jolly pens now.
Yeah, that was an impulse buy. Like pens with like little sayings on them.
One of them says "Gnome Sweet Home."
I think that's why I bought it.
Love gnomes.
I painted a gnome. You painted Shelly over there.
I painted Shelly.
Do you want to hold that up? This is in this light. I'm sure this looks really good.
It needs a backing too.
I love.
She
you're still gonna work on it.
Scary from the back, actually.
From the back. Oh. Okay, whatever. People listening to this can't see that, but Megan painted Wendy from The Shining. It's gonna go up on my wall of stuff.
She's not done.
Right.
But she
looks good though. I like it a lot. Mm-hmm. I'll post a picture on this website of mine. So moving on. So fat white man tries to sell the Chinese guy some stupid invention. That's what's going on here. Everybody around the world can understand. Like, there's very clear images here. There's like wise old Chinese wizard, and then there's kind of bumbling huckster fat white Western man, basically. East meets West.
It's a huge stereotype.
I guess, but it's like they're making it's Hollywood is making is reaching out to the East. Like, we know you're so wise. We're so wise we can't even handle the responsibility of your wisdom. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what like Gizmo and the Gremlins represent. Like, what is the statement of this movie? I don't know, because
I don't know.
There's something immensely powerful here that it starts in Gizmo and gets big and out of control in the form of Gremlins.
To acknowledge that, the stereotype of the old Asian man with the big long beard.
Yeah.
Like, it would not pass in current days. Like, if they tried to
Maybe.
I don't think they would do this.
I watched Ninjago and on a plane, and
what's that?
Ninjago, it's like a Lego movie. We went to Legoland, and you don't know this? By the way, if you're an adult, don't go to Legoland.
Oh, it's terrible. Don't go to Legoland.
I'm glad I finally went. It was like one off the bucket list.
So excited.
Yeah, my whole family and you, and we're just like,
the rides are
that's Legoland.
Made for children, and I don't understand that.
The best part was like this fat dad getting mad because he was on a ride where you could squirt people with water cannons from the ride, and they could squirt you as well, and he was getting squirted a lot, and he was so mad, and he was belted in. He's like, stop it, and we're all laughing at him. That was great. The rest of the Legoland itself. That's not true though, because there's a picture of us at Legoland, like next to our bed. It's like you wake up in the morning and see Legoland. But it's the old Legoland. It's like just nice, like cool.
It's the coolest stuff.
Buildings.
It's like they have a lot of stuff you can look at. So it's not. I thought there'd be just more interactive things, but it's a lot of really cool like recreations of towns and like movie sets and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what Legoland's about.
C-3PO, R2-D2, Darth Vader, other Star Wars stuff.
Okay, let's get back.
Let's get back on track here. This podcast is not about having fun and enjoying conversations.
Of course
it's
not.
about
it's the facts.
Movies.
We need facts.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, this store is cool as fuck. It's like candle lit. Right, you can't be. It's right. It's not not too bright. It's like in here, I have it kind of dark and spooky because
this is where you keep your mogwai.
The bright light hurts my eyes. Right. I keep my. Wait. There it is.
No,
oh no, it's a mogwai.
Oh God, Chris.
What? Oh, sorry, that was the head from a wolf costume. My bad.
Yeah.
Wolf costume. Wolf party clothes. I don't know. I just like the texture. It looks cool on the camera. I haven't, anyway, it doesn't matter. I really want to talk about Gremlins a lot.
Clearly.
I think we have a screwing around problem on this podcast in general. Anyway, so yeah, the Mogwai, he sings this song. Can you sing the song?
Well, I'm too shy.
Okay, I'll sing it. Like that.
Yeah. Now, Mogwai, it means, apparently, according to Wikipedia, it means devil in Cantonese.
Did you say devil?
Yeah, it means devil. Yeah.
Oh.
Which is interesting, because the Mogwai themselves are so cute.
One of the Mogwai is cute. There's like a good one.
I guess, yeah.
Huh. Oh, this kind of makes sense. Devil. So it's sort of like this like...
If you think about it in reference to Christmas.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of destroying Christmas.
I think about like, yeah, sure. Yeah, like the power of this natural force that's more powerful than like a Westerner's conception of what power and magic can be. I was thinking of dragons and how like the more Western kind of stuff is like, you gotta fight the dragon, slay the dragon, get the gold from the dragon, whatever. And then in like Chinese people are like, let's dress up like dragons and like, you know, go dance in the street. Dragons are great. And I don't know. So it's kind of similar to the Mogwai. It's like, you know what I mean?
I don't think that's...
Okay, never mind then. I don't know. I'm just trying to get a read on what this movie's telling me. I like to figure out the message. It's like, and for me, it's like there are natural forces which can be tamed. And this old man has clearly tamed Gizmo to the point where Gizmo is pure and good, is my read on it. And then but then just letting the Mogwai run amok, they become horrible gremlins. And then there's popcorn all over the place.
We'll get to the popcorn.
Yes.
Okay, let's get past the first scene.
I guess.
So he's talking to Mr. Wing, who is the shop owner.
Yeah. That's his name?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And
like
it's actually his grandson that kind of lures him into the shop or lures.
Well, yeah. The old wise Mr. Wing has no intention of ever selling Gizmo. He says not worth the money. He says he won't take 100. He won't take 200. Mm-hmm. You know, in $80, and he's not for sale. No sale. Too much responsibility. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whereas this like fat modern Western man is like, what? I'm American. I don't need responsibility. All I need is money. Look, I got it right here. Yeah. Give me the little creature. Come on. Give me the one of a kind creature. I got $200 here. And he's like, no. For your own protection is kind of the feeling here. And yeah, it's like an omen. But the kid sells it to him anyway.
Yeah, so he sells it to him after Grandpa has gone away somewhere. But it's interesting. I feel like it's like that dad on Christmas Eve vibe going on here. So that rushed like, shit, I forgot to buy my son a gift.
Yeah, get him something weird and exotic he's never seen before.
He's like, I want him for my son.
Hey, you know... Do you think he was going to spend $200 for Billy, or when he saw something?
It's Christmas Eve, and it's like nighttime by that point. It's either that or the gas station, like a lighter.
But he has an ulterior motive too, because I think he even says to Billy, like, "This'll." I guess he doesn't. Anyway, sorry, I don't want to get ahead of myself here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that grandson's a little asshole. Hey, like, no discipline. So, what's the deal here? This guy's able to take care of dangerous mogwai and God knows what else. And he's like this like Chinese Harry Potter wizard, but he can't get his grandson to not be a little disobedient.
Have you ever tried to raise a child before, Chris?
No, let alone
I
a
haven't
much
either.
younger child.
I've heard
on
it's
my own.
really difficult. So
We had a cat.
I raised that cat well.
She was old and we got her. So the 3 rules, and I love this because movies have to follow their own rules, and that's cool, but it can be a pain in the ass. So if you make up weird rules, it makes it even more neat for the audience. It's like, whoa, such simple rules, but how will it pan out? Mystery. But with rules, so it's cool. So stoked about rules. So would you know the 3 rules, Megan?
I wrote them down. So,
Yes.
you have to keep them out of light, away from water, and
Especially sunlight, it'll kill him.
and do not feed after midnight.
Right. Which I always assumed means between midnight and like the sun coming up. But I don't know.
Oh, I never even thought about that.
Because then it's still nighttime, but it's after midnight. So,
All right.
yeah. There's a lot of like funny little wonky things in this movie that are kind of like winky, tongue-in-cheek, but I enjoy that just fine because it works. Makes the plot work nice and tight, nice and neat. This movie's a very neat movie. There's a lot of extra. There's a lot of fun, but then the plot moves along like it all fits together like a perfect little puzzle. It's well crafted. This story, right? I mean, it's a Steven Spielberg joint. Amblin Entertainment. You know it's gonna be good, right?
Yeah.
It's weird though. It's like this isn't even that long after E.T. Is it? Is it? Sorry. Is it? So it's Christmas.
No, please don't do that.
And you see the... You don't like that?
No.
Sorry. I'll do an Irish accent instead.
Oh, God, Chris.
You don't like my accents?
No.
You don't like my accents? No. Okay, let's do Christmas talk.
Let's do
So it's
Christmas.
this... After all this spookiness and Chinatown and mysterious creatures and rules, something that's Christmas time in Hill Valley, basically, and it's the same set as what's it called? Back to the Future.
The town is called Kingston Falls.
Thank you. And meanwhile, in Kingston Falls, there's a perfect idyllic Christmas going on, right? Everything just feels fun and like magical Christmas magic. They got that fake snow all over the place. We were just at the craft store and everything had that fake snow on it.
Yeah, it looked like dust.
Covered in it.
Yeah.
I know, I was like, ew, these have been sitting out a long time. You're like, I think it's supposed to look like that. Yeah, this is branch away from me. So snowball fights, good vibes, definitely.
Billy, it starts off with Billy and his car troubles.
Yeah, first you see Corey Feldman. What's the character?
Oh, his name's Pete.
Pete. Little Pete is dressed up like a Christmas tree sales place. By the way, there's so many little choices. Like when you're inside the Christmas tree, sales area, and there's a big banner that says Xmas trees, etc. But it's backwards because you're inside the Christmas tree plate. It just looks weird. It's like it takes up like the whole top of the screen and it's backwards. It makes you feel like you're looking into a mirror universe. But obviously not in context. But there's just lots of visual choices like that I think are neat.
Cool.
Okay? I'll point out 100% of them.
Oh, can't wait.
Frozen Volkswagen Beetle, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, thank you. Think of anything? A beetle in winter weather?
The Shining.
Yes. So it won't start. This is 4 years after The Shining. I mean, could be like a little,
It could be.
You know?
It could have been just a popular
horror,
time.
a classic horror nod. A mere 4 years later. Don't poo-poo that. That's a fine theory. There's lots of fun stuff like that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sorry. I said something bad about Shining. I like The Shining.
Oh, you do? Well, clearly you hated that.
I painted that for you.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying you don't like The Shining.
Yeah. We watch it every Christmas.
I'm just sensing that you think my comparison is maybe imagined.
I just think that you make a lot of links to The Shining.
That's very true.
On
You're
a daily basis.
Yeah. So the car won't start. Go check it out. Sorry. That's from The Shining. I made your headphones fall off with my horse shit. I'm sorry. We'll keep this on track and not overwhelm you. So that's Billy, and he's got a dog. You've mentioned before when watching this what a good actor the dog is.
The dog is a great actor.
Yeah.
Like, I will bring up a scene specifically that I noticed about the dog near the end of the movie. Great actor, dog. I also
Good actor, dog.
want a dog, so if anyone has a dog they'd like to give me...
We're gonna get 100 dogs now.
I can't wait.
Alright.
I do not want to... Mogwai. I want a dog.
Mogwai. You want to get a Mogwai?
No, I want a dog.
French bulldogs are like little Mogwai.
They are. That's true.
So the engine is fucked on his car. Mr. Futterman shows up. I think this guy's like in the Terminator and stuff. Like he's in a million things. Mm-hmm. He's in Small Soldiers. A lot of stuff I watched in the 90s. So he says it's fucked because it's a foreign car. Mm-hmm. Makes sense. He fought in World War II. There's this Volkswagen screwing over his little buddy Billy. And he says, and he's an old drunk. He says, I like little details here. He's like, he encourages Billy to be a newspaper cartoonist because Billy's an artist. And he mentions like Little Abner and stuff. And Billy's like, that's not in the paper anymore. Implying Mr. Futterman's a little out of the loop. He's not going on the internet. He doesn't know what's going on in the world at all. He lives
no way you can
in the
keep
past.
Up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mr. Futterman puts on his red hat and he goes to a rally and he doesn't wear a mask.
Oh.
See what I'm saying?
But he says something very particular about the car and it's being foreign. He said that it has gremlins in it.
Gremlins?
Gremlins.
Yep. That's a huge. That's kind of where the word gets introduced here. It's Mr. Futterman saying, and someone with that name you want to take seriously. He's saying that, machines here, they're all, I don't know, it's kind of neat. It's like just using urban legends, like that's a real thing. Yeah, oh, there's gremlins in my, if something goes wrong and you don't know why, you just go, it's gremlins. You know, if something goes wrong on this podcast, there's gremlins in my computer, and there's gremlins in the camera, and gremlins in the microphones, or whatever. You just say, this shit's cursed. You know?
It's also, sorry, I don't know too much about history here, but I wonder if this is all taking place as car factories and car manufacturing in America is declining. Mm. So there could be a little bit, it seems, honestly, he's an alcoholic, he's out of work, maybe he worked at a...
You know who he reminds me of?
Who?
Clint Eastwood in, or what you're saying was right of this, Gran Torino.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's got that kind of like, that whole thing going on.
Anyways, car,
yep.
Not working.
No, you get it.
He's got to go to work. Oh my God,
he's got to go to work. You need more chocolate.
More chocolate, please.
But there's fun music the whole way through. This movie has the best music. Yeah,
we're drinking water.
Yeah, I know. We're fine. Just not enough coffee. It's late-ish. Mm-hmm. And I'm terrified from all these gremlins. Sorry.
Yeah,
we're doing fine here. So hopeful music is Billy, hides his dog under his desk. He works at a bank, and he's gotta hide his dog there.
I just love that he takes his dog to work. I want a dog at work.
That's what I don't get. Like, what doesn't he? But he's just too kind, and I don't know. Billy's got this kind of like he's the only one really worthy of Gizmo in the whole movie. I feel. No one else is as pure.
Even the original owner, Mr. Wing.
Yeah.
He.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to.
We won't spoil. We won't go there, but Billy's proving that he's good to animals and he's got a good heart and he's in touch with the natural world, like Harry Potter. Hopeful music, blah blah blah. Pretty girl sees him. Her name is Kate. She's wearing very old-fashioned clothes. She looks at him quite fondly.
It's the 80s. That's what it was in. Shoulder pads.
Yeah,
puffy sleeves.
Big puffy, shiny, everywhere. She has him sign a petition to stop Mrs. Deagle from tearing down some building. And it's where he's like, oh, that's where my mom and dad got engaged. And she's like, that's where everybody's mom and dad gets engaged. So Mrs. Deagle is an enemy of love. And she wants to doom the future generations of... What's the name of the town? Sunshine Grove?
Something Falls. Hold on.
Doesn't matter.
I got it right here. Hold on.
Please, now.
Kingston Falls.
Kingston Falls. I was so close. So Mrs. Deagle is basically the mean lady that turns into the witch over the rainbow in Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
Thank you. Because she's like just a mean lady on Kansas, and then in Oz she's the Wicked Witch of the West. She's got because she even she wants to take his dog here.
It's horrible what she's saying. She's gonna do that dog.
Yeah, but it's so over the top. She's like the Grinch.
Yeah, like she cuts in front of the line.
Well, not just this, but like she's on the way to the bank with the severed head of like a plastic snowman. A guy says something nice to her, and she tells him to fuck his mother or something. And then a poor woman and her kid are there, and she's like, please, Mrs. Deagle, I don't want to starve to death, and neither does my child. Mrs. Deagle's like, too bad, all I care about is money.
Money.
Money. Yum, 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 yum. And this movie's about greed as well. And then finally yells at poor Billy, and then the dog gets mad.
The dog is very
because the dog broke the snowman, that's why. The dog hates Mrs. Deagle.
Yeah. The dog is not something...
If the dog killed Mrs. Deagle, I'd be fine with it. But
I think that'd be great.
He just attacks her, and she's going like, I want to put him in the dryer and stuff like that.
Yeah, like the things that she's saying about the dog is horrible. I see why the dog attacks her.
It's a natural dog response.
Natural.
And I love this where she suddenly plays the victim as soon as, the dog, oh my God! And there's all these men helping her up because everyone's terrified of her and she's a woman being attacked by a dog. And then as soon as she's up, she's right back on Billy. Like, what does she say to him? She says, oh my God, she tells Billy that his dad's a loser. Oh, I mean, I know, but seriously, don't say that.
I don't know how she gets away with saying this shit.
Because she's Mrs. Deagle. Everyone's scared of her. This guy, at one point, like some older gentleman is like, you want to talk to Mrs. Deagle? I don't think so.
The bank owner.
Right.
Yeah.
And tells the dog, I'll get you. I'm not making that up. She says that. It's right out of Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I love it. So Billy goes to the bar. Makes sense. And Judge Reinhold is there for one scene. And he's got like a nice coat on. And he's just winning a lot and crushing it at life. And he's ruthless. He's a selfish prick. And he's like, you got to be tough. But that's phony tough is what he is. He's got that like ego bullshit going on. And it's kind of like, yeah, no, something bad's going to happen to you.
See him in the movie.
I guess. But he's sort of like shadow Billy for a second there. Like Billy hears from Mrs. Deagle that his dad's a loser and all this. And he's like, what if I was like greedy and an asshole and I was a little bit like Mrs. Deagle? And then he's like, oh, I'd be Judge Reinhold. And I'm not so into that.
Well, then also, it's kind of like reconfirmed who Billy is in all this because his love interest coworker at the bank also works at the bar.
That's right. Yeah.
And she comes by, turns down Mr. Dresses nice.
Yeah.
And
well, he's gross about it too.
He's gross. He's so gross. I think that like
they
all work at the bank together, so he's like hitting on his coworker as well.
He's hitting on someone at a lower level of seniority as well. Like he's So anyways, he's like, come on, I got a nice place. Why don't we fuck on my nice
She's like, I never saw your last place. Like she's like, why don't you see my new place?
Well, yeah, and she like she responds by like being like, whatever, being dismissive and like picking some lint off Billy. Like, I'd rather pick lint off this loser's son than fuck you at your nice place while drinking nice drinks, asshole. So clearly she gets hit on a lot too, like working at a bar and being young and pretty. Like, she's used to assholes like that. She's like, whatever, she can handle herself. That's why Billy doesn't like pull out a sword and decapitate Judge Reinhold, because he's like, yeah, she's got this. She's got real toughness. Anyway, so they love each other and they're going to get together. You hope. They're like, oh, come on. Yeah, kiss already. All right. So Billy comes home and when he slams the door, a sword falls off the wall. Mm-hmm. You know, how annoying, right?
That happens to me every day.
Well, it would be annoying, though, if every time a sword fell on the floor every time you came home.
I'd be really annoyed.
You would associate coming home with, like, a loud clatter and a weapon hitting the floor. Mm-hmm. You'd be so annoyed. But, like, many things, but there's a lesson. He gets to use it later, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's, like, kind of a lesson. It's like, oh, those things that maybe in life you think are annoying or stupid or pointless, maybe one day they'll come in handy. Like me.
You're not pointless, baby.
Thanks. Yeah, so... Oh, It's a Wonderful Life is on TV.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Didn't you see a play of
I don't think I've never seen the original. I've seen lots of plays of it, but never the original. We should watch that.
It's got a guy that you'd probably recognize from, like, Alfred Hitchcock movies. Yeah. You've seen them. Whatever. He talks like this, you know, so-and-so.
Okay.
Jimmy Stewart?
I believe you. Okay,
so Billy helps his mom trying to use this, like, shitty machine that his dad made.
It's like an egg cracker.
Right.
But it's just like a hammer on an egg.
But, like, it's so easy to crack an egg.
That's what I was like, who are these machines for?
I don't know. Like, so many of them are just like...
Somebody who can put an egg in a machine but cannot crack it.
These are all like infomercial things.
Yeah. I used
which
to watch a
makes them
lot
feel
of those.
realistic, but it's funny to imagine a guy like going door to door, like traveling around trying to sell stupid infomercial stuff.
Oh, yeah.
When it's taking advantage of people who are tired and drunk and stoned and watching TV who are like, yeah, I could use a magic machine that makes money from the stock market.
If that was... I guess Amazon's that now.
What's it? What do you mean?
It's just like you're bored scrolling through Amazon and you just go like, yeah, I'll buy that. But I guess the difference now is that you don't have to believe the person on the screen that it works so well. You can look at reviews.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, it's harder to get away with this huckster bullshit, I guess. I mean, people still get scammed. But it's about the spirit of selling bullshit. And it's like, what's wrong with you? Just make something cool. Or good, you know? Like, he never comes up with a good invention the whole movie.
Well, he tries to sell the Mr. Wing...
the ashtray.
No, it's the end. He tries to sell him the bathroom buddy.
That's right. I hated this even as a kid, the bathroom buddy. Yeah. We'll get to that. So he's been on the road and the mom asks him about how it went. He's like, oh yeah, I'll probably be selling to some company. You know, I also sold this company some other stupid thing. And so it's not like he's getting any new clients or anything. He's just selling to the same
This is what I kind of imagined a business person to be growing up.
Just, hey, I'm here to sell you some wacky bullshit.
This sounds horrible because my dad was a business person.
Sure.
So I think when he went on business trips, I probably thought that it was him.
See, I had my parents were lawyers, so I could just imagine all kinds of stuff from TV that they probably weren't doing. I mean, because it's always cool on TV. In real life, when I got to see a courtroom, it was like, fuck, I'm so bored. It was like a next level boredom experience.
Oh god.
That's why I'll never be a lawyer.
Even though you
that's
argue
why.
so well.
I do like arguing. But I do it for fun, not for money. So he has some flaky deal. And then the gift, which Billy immediately shakes, and you hear...
That happens before all this.
Oh, huh?
Yeah.
I was at the part where he like has dim the lights.
I'm wrong.
Okay.
It's all good.
So he says dim the lights, and the mom grabs like a big remote with a big antenna. Oh, that was cute.
Yeah.
Just like everyone uses the inventions, even if they're bad.
Which I think is a bit of a premonition to us using our phones now to control lights and TVs
I thought of that, yeah.
and radios or whatever.
I guess so. A bathroom buddy is sort of like a phone, but instead of apps, you have things to do in the bathroom.
I don't think there's anything to compare the bathroom buddy to.
Bathroom buddy. Thanks, buddy.
Okay, so shakes the gift.
Yeah.
Here's a little and unwraps it. Pulls out a Mogwai!
Yay! It's super cute. But he pops out at first and scares everybody.
Yeah.
So cute. Then they look in. He's super cute.
I specifically wrote down good nose wiggle on the Mogwai.
Yeah.
He's got a good little nose wiggle.
No, the puppet is amazing. Puppets, I guess.
Amazing.
Little
expressions, cool. Like little smiles.
When you consider that his doppelgangers later are like, they look the same, but they seem to have different personalities, even when they're not doing anything. Like, what the fuck?
You can tell them apart right away.
That's crazy. So Billy picks him up, super cute. Billy says, "It's cute." True. Gizmo's little smile. They're just like talking about Gizmo, and he's like, like looking around, a little smile, like, yeah, that's
cute
me.
Big eyes.
He's adorable. Why are the other ones evil? I don't know. I've kind of given my theory on it, that he was just treated nice and with love, and he became
it was probably like a nature versus nurture thing.
I guess. But he seems so pure at the same time. But he's also smart, so maybe he went to like Mogwai school.
Maybe he's been around for like hundreds of years.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Yeah. It takes a while for Mogwai to learn to figure it out, I guess.
Those were young Mogwai.
And not be dicks.
So
camera flash scares him, and then the dad's like, "Oh shit, that's right. There's 3 rules." Duh. And it's pretty cool. It's kind of spooky when he's telling. There's like like flickery lights and stuff from the fire. Oh, I was going to mention too. Yeah, one of the things I like about the rules is that it's like lights. That's part of a movie. So like built into the rules are like it has to be dark. Okay, now it's dark. Ooh, spooky all of a sudden. That's the main one. And like water obviously looks cool on video and stuff. It's like,
And food.
Food, I don't know. It's fun to watch. Fun to watch the puppets eat, I guess. But the light one I like. It's just like guaranteed spookiness wherever they go. What was that one? We'll do lots of imitations of the Gremlins this week. So it's music time with Billy and Gizmo. And Gizmo's singing.
He's really impressive. He can sing on key for every key on Billy's keyboard.
He's very musical.
And he can correct Billy in terms of playing his own song.
Yeah, he played the wrong thing. And I like that this was kind of like that a Steven Spielberg film called Close Encounters of the Third Kind. When they like communicate with the aliens with music. I
don't remember that one very
They go like do 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 do, and then they like play it on a big synthesizer on a mountain. It's fucking awesome. So similar thing here, kind of cute. Puts the Santa hat on Gizmo. This part it always reminds me of I was like at the doctor's office as a kid, and they had little books that were like little scenes from Gremlins, but for little picture books for kids. It's like Gremlins, like. This was part of it. It was like, Billy got, I remember how it was written. It was like, Billy got in a silly mood and put the Santa hat on Gizmo. He showed him the mirror, but light reflected from the mirror and scared Gizmo, and he fell in the garbage can. So that's what happens.
I was really worried when he fell into the garbage can. And not because he fell in, but after they discover he's got a cut on his head.
Yeah.
Now, I thought that he had just gotten something stuck in his fur and that Billy was going to try to use water to try to take it out.
Right.
But thankfully, Billy doesn't use water because no water for Gizmo.
No way.
Which is wild that an animal can't drink water.
That's why he's almost like a little demon alien. Or something.
Yeah.
He's supernatural for sure. Even though there's like organic sort of effects with him. He looks like an animal. It's like, no, he's from another world.
He's
a Furby. No. Remember Furbies?
Oh, God, terrifying.
Needs first aid. It's really cute. And he goes, sleep time, and that's the end of easy times for these guys. In the morning, Billy wants some orange juice. So he uses this horrible invention that sprays. I didn't even think of this, but then he puts one orange in, and then like gallons of orange juice.
It was a ridiculous amount.
You're like, that's so much orange.
It just like covered the kitchen.
It did. It was fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Billy's like, drowning in fucking orange juice. Tree Boy shows up.
Yay! Pete.
Gizmo watches motor car racing on the television, and he likes it a lot.
You know, I just realized.
What?
I never said his voice, Gizmo.
Oh, yeah. You've got to talk a little louder. I don't know.
I'm trying to whisper.
No. So, Megan was just whispering to me that she never mentioned who does Gizmo's voice, apparently. Who is it?
Oh, I Googled this multiple times.
Tell everyone.
Howie Mandel.
Howie Mandel.
That's unreal. I don't know him very
I have a theory
well.
about Howie Mandel and COVID-19. I think he knew all along, and that's why he claims to be a germaphobe and won't shake hands, and he fist bumps people instead. He's a germaphobe. You didn't know that?
Well, I didn't know that.
Okay, whatever. Just a thought, just throwing it out there. You don't have to give your immediate
I
thoughts.
don't think he knew COVID-19 was necessarily coming.
Maybe he got a tip from the future. Or
Well,
he's
there's
a wizard.
been like other events in the past of...
Maybe. No, I know. I'm not saying it's like, I mean, it's a phobia, but it's like, I get that it's based on real stuff, yeah? I understand that. I get that. I'm just saying, maybe he is safe because of his germophobia. And like, maybe that's not an accident. Maybe like, he looked in a crystal ball.
Maybe he's more evolved.
Maybe he's a mogwai after all.
He's really been around just long.
He's in that Little Monsters movie that I suggested we watch, which I don't think we should actually watch because it's not very good. Anyway.
All right.
Where are we? Stupid boy spills paint water on Gizmo. After bonding with him. He's like, I like you, Gizmo. Oops, I spilled water on you. And Gizmo's in so much pain here.
I know, I wrote that. I said I hate seeing Gizmo in so much pain. Because he's got the little welts on his back.
And they pop off. And he's terrified because
he knows what's wrong.
His power level is about to be shown. These balls are cool, though. They come off his back, and then they, like, inflate these furry little balls. And then they unfold. Like, I love how the eyes, like reveal them.
Their big ears.
Yeah. Or what did I say? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
unfold.
Eyes. Their eyes come out from under their ears. That what their eyes unfold. Yeah. Like turn inside out. Well, in this movie, I wouldn't be surprised.
No.
It's pretty gruesome.
Yep.
So they're mean, though. They're not like Gizmo. They're dicks. And Stripe is the worst. He tries to bite Pete. But he has a stripe on his head. So you know he's
very distinctive.
Yeah, he's a leader. Gizmo looks very bummed. He's like not even scared. He's just like, oh no.
He's probably been through this before.
Yeah, he's just like, no, Gremlins again. Fuck. So in Dad's workshop, he's working on a card shuffling machine which shoots cards everywhere. Oh, what an idiot.
I think he's really good at making machines that just shoot things everywhere.
Yeah, he should just make like guns or something. So he shows an improvement to the bathroom buddy. He's like, I thought of a new thing to put on the bathroom buddy. You didn't shave, so you need this. And then Billy shoots white liquid all over him from the, I guess, shaving cream. He's like, oh no, don't touch that. Billy's like, oh! And the dad's like, oh, it's all over me. And,
why'd that just get so
because it's like shaving cream everywhere. It's disgusting.
You described it really gross.
That's exactly what happens in the movie.
It wasn't that gross of a scene.
Okay, fine. So Billy tells his dad what's up with the Mogwai.
Yeah.
Dad is misreading the situation. He thinks, oh great, monsters in my house. Tons of them. I can have infinite little monsters.
I could sell them.
Like, read the vibe on these creatures right now. They're jumping all over the place, going like, blah, 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 like they're just going fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Not cool. You don't want that.
Mm-mm.
He doesn't respect nature. That's the bottom line here.
That is, you know what?
That's it.
That's it.
But because he's like a capitalist and all that stuff, and he just wants to make a buck, he's very excited to have a potential product that is self-replicating. He's like, this could replace the family dog, and the dog's like,
the dog's name is Barney. Yeah, he's
Barney,
a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Nobody should replace Barney.
I agree. But yeah, the dad's stoked. Mogwais are being really shitty. They're like partying, and then the line where you're like, oh, these guys are really assholes. You're not just excited. One of them like spits a disgusting goopy loogie. And you're like, ooh.
No, there's another line too.
What's that?
The hang up Barney.
Oh, that's right. Right after that.
Christmas lights on the front porch.
Yeah, that's when you know for sure.
That's when you get rid of those little
violent
things.
Yeah, can you decapitate them? Can you kill them? I wonder.
Yeah, you can.
But only with sunlight, I guess.
No. Because we'll get to that.
Oh, no. Never mind. You're right. Yeah. I thought like maybe they would just keep coming back, but they don't.
Can you imagine? Cut off their head and just.
Well, I was thinking of at the end where one of them is like still kicking until he literally turns into goop. Oh. But no, you can kill them. So whatever. That's outside the rules. That's just the regular old rules of being alive.
Can I do this?
What's that?
My cool new headset look.
Yeah, if that works for you.
Awesome.
We can look at your ear. That'll be.
It hurts my ears.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can. Okay. Sorry.
Do I have to hear myself? Okay.
You can take it off if you want.
Sweet. Okay.
You don't like being able to hear things?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay. Good.
You're always loud.
That's true. Yeah, you don't technically need them on as long as you're. I don't know. Whatever. You're at about the same distance away from the mic. Who cares? Moving on. The listeners don't care.
Of course not.
No. So Billy shows science teacher the Mogwai.
And his name is
Mr.
Hanson.
Mr. Handsome is like, holy shit. He sees the multiplication and he goes like, whoa. Like he gets the gravity of this. He's like, this is like nothing any scientist has ever even imagined. This is some other kind of shit. He hears the Gremlins music. I like that. He's so amazed that he hears da 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 da, which is a song I like a lot. But he just hears like a little hint of it, like, oh shit, scary but cool. He will do experiments on these little guys to try and figure them out. Meanwhile, Mr. Funderman is drunk, and he says Gremlins. Oh, maybe this is when he talks about Gremlins. And he says foreigners put the Gremlins in the vehicles.
Yeah.
And he tries to drive drunk, and Kate's like, nope, you're walking home, pal.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, that.
Actually, he said this is the second time he refers to that, because in this one he's talking about how this is what they did in World War II.
Oh, I see. He goes deeper here.
Yeah.
All right. So Billy and Kate are walking past carolers. It's again this like idyllic, like. Oh,
I specifically wrote in this part that I love the Christmas lights. I miss the way those Christmas lights looked back in the day. the ones now...
You don't like my lights? I get you these nice lights.
I love these lights. But now everything's LED, which is better for the environment and saving energy.
Yeah.
But you know those Christmas lights that could nearly burn your house down?
Yeah.
Those ones are the best ones.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So they're having this nice magical time with the old Christmas lights and fake snow and carolers. And then Kate starts talking about suicide. She's like,
her specific quote is, while everyone is opening up presents, they're opening up their wrists.
Who's opening their wrists? Oh, suicidal people?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, whoa, that's a vivid image right there.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Christmas isn't the most jolly season for everybody. I mean, I started this with talking about how much happiness Christmas brings me, but...
Yeah. Well, apparently that suicide rate thing is not true. Apparently that's like an urban legend. Where it's like, all people commit suicide more during the holidays. Like, there's actually no evidence of that.
It still can be not an equally happy holiday for everyone.
Well,
so
if you're homeless and it's snowing all the time, your life is going to suck. For instance, she has another reason. What?
But not just at Christmas.
No, anytime it snows.
Yeah.
But she has a different reason. We don't know that yet, though.
Mm-hmm.
But she hates Christmas.
She is a Christmas hater.
She's a Christmasophobe.
Uh-huh.
Billy says, what? Oh, what are you, Hindu or something?
Is that what he says?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Depression talk. Great. So it's just funny, like, everything looks so pretty and magical, and she's like, everyone wants to die right now, and I hate Christmas. Nah. But Billy's too pure. He's like, I don't care that you're being grumpy and negative right now. You're not getting inside your home until you agree to go out on a date with me.
I like how she's like, I hate everything.
Yeah.
And all this stuff like that. And he's like, do you want to go on a date with me?
I was thinking, I'm like, how is he going to turn this around? Like, how is he going to cheer her up and then, build up to the... And he's just like, want to go on a date with me? And she's like, yeah, I would. And he's like, that's great. Kind of funny. He's so happy and sincere. So, Mr. Handsome takes the Mogwai's blood through a cage.
Oh,
he's like in the
so
cage.
sad.
And he sticks his syringe and he's like, give me your blood. Ha ha.
He's so upset. Like, you know how scary that would be for the Mogwai? He's separated from all of his Mogwai friends.
Yeah.
And he's got needles being stuck into him.
Well, this is what humans do
like,
to nature. We dominate.
The revenge of the Mogwai.
No. This is the dominator culture that's my Terrence McKenna. Terrence McKenna talks about this. He's like, it's all about dominating and creating. A lot. No, he's not the only one, but he makes a really. Go check it out.
Check it out. Oh no!
Cool, Jack Nicholson. Anyway, yeah. So he's looking at this natural miracle as like something that he can do experiments on and that he should have power over and keep it in a cage. It doesn't matter if it's in a cage; it's still gonna fuck him in the ass later. Not literally, but he does.
Well, don't.
Sorry. I know. I like to jump ahead. So he takes his blood. You feel bad for a second for this little guy.
Yeah.
Even though he's mean, but there's so many Mogwais.
Well, we don't know he's mean yet.
They're clearly dicks, but so
they are. But like, right. Anyways.
Yeah, anyways, so many Mogs. I call them Mogs in my notes.
That's great.
So the Mogs are going nuts at Billy's. I don't know if there's any popcorn out yet. I think that starts at the bar. He's sick of them. He's like really getting annoyed with them. Mm-hmm. Not like with Gizmo, who he just wants to cuddle all day and draw pictures of. So he agrees to feed them. He's like, all right, it's not midnight yet. Looks over his clock. Okay. I'll look at the one clock in my house and I'll just decide. Yeah,
hey,
fine.
Back then you didn't have like a clock on your phone, a clock on, like...
Yeah, now well, he's also kind of dopey about the rules. Like, he was told don't get them wet, and then when it gets wet, he's like, I don't get it. It was just water. Hi, it's Chris. Thanks for listening to part 1 of the Gremlins episode. This is kind of a scrap of an episode that I dug up from many, many months ago. So,
all I have is this part 1 that kind of ends abruptly. So thanks for listening to this, but you're going to have to wait till we record part 2. Thanks again. Bye-bye.
Every goddamn week. Every goddamn week.